There we go. Uh, so if you just want to start by saying who you are and what you do.
Yeah, so my name's Dan Heath, and I have a media business called DH12. We manage a variety of clients' social media, and then create the content for their social media. We work with the client to understand what they want to get from their social media and how they intend to use it, and then we create the content around what their goals are. We tend to work with platforms which suit the client. We don't work with every single platform, every client. We only work with the ones that best suit the client that we're working with. So, yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
How did you first get into it?
So, I actually had a sports coaching company initially, and we grew that through social media. And this was 10, yeah, 10 years, nearly 10 years ago. So, before social media was as prominent as what it is now. We had a lot of marketing success on social media. We did a lot of content and videos that people weren't doing at that time. And they were all filmed by us in house and edited by me. And we put them out, and we very quickly grew our followers. And then at a personal level, I started to look kind of further afield of what I was doing in that business, and had loftier ambitions possibly for myself, other things that I wanted to go and do. And social media was something that I enjoyed doing. And I thought, why not give it a go? When my daughter was born, I had 6 weeks paternity leave to support my girlfriend, and we brought somebody in to manage our social media while I was off. And I saw what they did, saw how they did it, and thought I'd like a piece of that for myself. And
Fair enough.
um, from that, launched my first media company, which was called M3 Media, which I launched in 2018, basically offering the same services as DH12 does now. So, yeah, kind of fell into marketing really. It was never an ambition or goal of mine. It was just something that I fell into for a previous business, which we did well. And I kind of had an interest, then started having interest in it, and took it further.
Fair enough. How come you named it M3? Why would you say to name it like shorter names?
Yeah, so M3 Media. So we called it M3 Media because we came up with the slogan first, and that was maximize, manage, and maintain, which in hindsight I think is a bit crap actually, but we quite liked it in the moment. And we could then shorten it down to M3, and it was easy and it was memorable. And our goal was always, it was M3 Media, but we always had envisions of dropping the media when the M3 got big enough to stand on its own 2 feet. So that's why we did that. And then with DH12 now, my current business. It's my initials and my favorite number. As simple as that, really. Like
Yeah.
I was just trying to find something that worked, and I saw logos that I liked. Whether it be Cristiano Ronaldo's logo or anything like that. Which,
Yeah.
picking the name of a business is very difficult. And if you go with something you like and you like it, then just commit to it and go with it. Is what I say. And yeah, that's kind of how I got to the names.
Do you have any qualifications in it, or are you obviously all self-taught, I
I've got
suppose?
no qualifications at all. So I've got
Yeah.
no formal marketing qualifications. I haven't got a degree. I've got very poor A levels, which um, mean very little, to be honest with you. To sixth form, I was playing football at that point, and I thought I was going to be a professional footballer. Unfortunately, I wasn't quite good enough for that. I had to go back to sixth form. Um, Kind of just got my way through somehow. Didn't really do very much at school. Didn't do very much at college, and I don't know really. All of a sudden, one day I woke up and realised that I couldn't be a professional footballer, and there's other things I had to do, and kind of some kind of like work ethic and passion kind of developed within, and we went from there. But yeah, no, I've got no formal qualifications whatsoever.
Wow, fair enough. What
Probably not great
advice
to
would you?
hear that on a uni course, I wouldn't have thought.
Yeah, no, not great. But yeah, I suppose it will probably help in ways, maybe getting a degree.
100%. Look, I'm not someone that says you shouldn't do that. I think that it's an era now, perhaps, where it's probably a bit more important than when I was younger. Like I'm 34 now, so things have moved on and they're different. But the way I looked at it was, if I'm working business to business, if I'm pitching myself to another business owner, do they want somebody with real life experience who's been out there, they're self-employed, they know how business works, they know how to manage budgets and know how to um, how to get the best for their business, or they want someone that's kind of gone straight to school, straight to college, straight into uni, with kind of not that kind of business background. So I think it's all down to the individual personally.
Yeah.
School was not for me. I do regret that now. Like I wish I'd tried harder at school. I wish I'd have worked harder and had the same passion for learning that I do now then. but I didn't, and it is what it is. So I very much had to make the most of what I've got right now. So look, I'm not an advocate for not doing these things. They're really important and perhaps more important now than they were when I was younger. But there's definitely two ways of going about things.
Yeah, no, it's good to hear from for someone that's not doing the best at their uni course, but I'm trying.
You'll get there. I'm sure you'll get there.
Yeah. What advice would you give to someone that wants to start out maybe in a social media managing brand?
So I think it has to be. I think it has to be a passion. I don't think you can see a creative role as a 9 to 5. I think if you see it as a 9 to 5, it's reflected in the work in which you produce. I think whether it's videography, photography, graphic design, social media, whatever it is, I think it's got to be a passion. I think it's something you've got to enjoy doing. If you're not posting on social media, you're taking it in, you're looking at trends, you're looking at popular things, and you're always trying to stay on the ball in terms of what you can do. So I would say for anyone wanting to get into it, if you're not passionate about being creative and making cool things and being on social media and taking in TikTok and Instagram and all these things, then I think it's a very difficult job to do because, without being a creative person or that, then I don't think you can make yourself that, if that makes sense. So
Yeah,
my advice would be, I think it has to be a passion before it's a job, to be honest.
that makes sense. One more question about your job. Do you
Yeah.
tend to manage local companies or have you got any that are sort of in other cities or abroad or whatever?
So it's a variety, really. So one of my clients is a national franchise. They've got 140 stores all around the country, so in different
Wow.
places. And it can vary from that to, small one-man kitchen makeover bands. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah,
So it can vary, and I actually like that. I like that. Like one of my clients is one of the biggest football teamwear suppliers in the country, and like those sorts of jobs is really cool. But then at the same time, I love working with startups and I love working with smaller businesses because you can
yeah,
really make a difference. Um, my favorite part about the job is kind of the branding side of it and making things look cool and look like someone goes,
yeah,
wow, it's amazing. But actually, when you work with smaller businesses, that's only a small part of it. You've actually got to make money for them or be part of a cog that makes money. So, yeah, the businesses we work with vary in size. And obviously, bigger businesses, for obvious reasons, are the ones you obviously really want to work with. But I do get a lot out of working with smaller businesses as well.
yeah. Cool. Well, thanks a lot anyway. That was
Pleasure,
really good.
mate. No,
Thanks
pleasure,
a
mate. If
lot.
I can help with anything else, don't be scared to pick up the phone. I'll always be able to help. No problem.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, it means a lot.
Man. No problem. Cheers,
See you
mate. Good luck
soon.
with all. Yeah? Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Bye, mate. Bye, bye.